Ekta, we'll start with you.
So nice seeing you, Naman, after so long.
Yeah, likewise. Um, what are the top three incentives or facilities you look for while choosing a production destination?
So we'll be honest, making a movie or a show is a commercial business. And when you leave your own city to shoot, there are additional costs like stay and your labor costs increase. So when you actually choose a destination, you choose it for the experiential, wholesome feel that it adds to your content. But it also adds a lot of cost to your content. So definitely the first thing you look for is rebate, is the financial help that you will get when you shoot in that city. Then of course the policies, because you need to have a one-stop shop, one place where you can get all your permissions sorted, because you're taking so many people, and one wrong permission or one roadblock and your shooting goes for a toss. And third, you'd look for, of course, scenic locations would be sharing the spot with one and two, but also ease to work, ease to shoot would be a big part of the three things you choose, because while you are shooting, you do not want to be caught up in anything but creativity to create that content.
You answered my next question also.
Ouch.
Excellent. So I'll move on straight to the next question for you. What advice would you give Madhya Pradesh to attract more large-scale projects, both national and international?
See, from what we could see in the AV, Madhya Pradesh has definitely the visuals, the heritage, the legacy sorted. What probably would need is, like they've just done, launched a great policy. Ouch. And they would need some kind of financial, what should I say, ease to the makers so that they can support large scale productions happening in Madhya Pradesh, which will increase the economy of Madhya Pradesh, but also make it easier for people to shoot. Spain has taken over most of the shootings, international shootings, because of the ease to work and the rebates offered. So these would be the two things, one-stop shop policy, and of course, a slight amount of financial help as in the form of rebate.
And just to be clear, the incentives, the financial incentives that Madhya Pradesh offers are on top of what the Indian central government offers via the India Cine Hub, which is up to 40% cashback for qualifying productions with a cap of, I think it's now 3.6 million. So international productions can get a further 1.3 million on top of this 3.6 million. So that's nearly $5 million, which is a lot of money. So for anyone who's watching this, come to Madhya Pradesh. So moving to Mr. Shukla. So Madhya Pradesh launched its film tourism policy 1.0 in 2020. Since then, it's come a long way with more than, I think, 350 or 360 films and series shot there. And it's become a go-to location for filmmakers. So what do you think contributed the most to this success story?
Thank you for asking this, and some of these have already been answered by Ekta. So we come from the heart of incredible India. So we know how to decode that heart-to-heart language. We got into the hearts of filmmakers and decoded what they actually wanted, and that is what served us well in implementing the 1.0 version. So apart from the stunning locations and very easy to go by citizenry who are very shooting friendly people, and also the kind of ecosystem which Madhya Pradesh has, I always say, it's full of history and heritage, and it's a land of folklores and stories. So culture is in the air. So you get ready talent pool there for the filmmakers or anyone who is interested in any creative work. So that is an added advantage for Madhya Pradesh. And of course, last but not the least, the financial incentives are equally important, and we have got one of the best benchmark policies in the country, where we have seen that it's not only money, but ease of doing business and EOSP, we call it Ease of Shooting Films. EOSF, we have tried to work out, which means very easy, single button, single click, online portal-based system where you don't have to run from office to office to get permissions. It is all sorted out by the tourism. We do the kind of hand-holding, which is, just second to none. So filmmakers come there to shoot their films as filmmaker, but they go back as friends. And that is why they come back again and again. And this honesty of purpose, sincerity, and the credibility which is earned over a period of time is in short supply these days. And we have tried to work hard on that. And that is how we have earned this kind of a credible status where Madhya Pradesh can now claim that we are going to give Mumbai a run for their money. Thank you.
Okay. So those are fighting words sitting in the heart of Mumbai. Amazing. Staying with you, Mr. Shukla, now that the 2.0 has launched, how is it better than the previous one? And what are the main features of this policy?
So another thing which Madhya Pradesh does is we keep our eyes and ears open. We are always open to any kind of feedback, positive or negative, and we keep on working on that. And that is how today, the policy was relaunched by Ekta ji here in Waves 2.0 version, and which is much improved version over the previous one. Not only the financial incentives, the quantum has increased, but we have also ensured that anyone who comes for a repeat project gets more incentives than the previous time. Say, for example, first film, you get 1.5 CR, or 25% of the COP, cost of project, or 75% of the money spent in Madhya Pradesh. But when you come to shoot there for the second film, you get 1.75 CR. And when you come for the third film, you get 2 CR. So that's gradual increase in the incentives so that you become a permanent client of Madhya Pradesh when it comes to shooting. And more than that, we have also tried to see that how the local culture, local language, local dialect can be promoted and branded because we are a film tourism policy. We also would like to brand Madhya Pradesh through filmmaking. So extra incentives for filming in local languages, extra incentives for giving work to the local talent pool over there, all kinds. It's not only actors, it's also behind the scene fellows like musicians, choreographers, cinematographers, all kinds of talent. If you deploy local talent, you get extra incentive. If you make film in some other Indian language, Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada, Tamil, you get extra incentive. And that is how we have tried to create our policy in such a manner that it serves both the purposes of the filmmakers as well as the state to promote Madhya Pradesh as a great tourism and culture hub of the country.
So to illustrate what Mr. Shukla was saying, you may have seen from the AV that Ponniyin Selvan, Mani Ratnam's magnum opus, the crucial Tanjavur fort sequences were all shot in Madhya Pradesh and not in Tanjavur. And that's the magic of cinema. So
the flip side is Bihar is being shot in Madhya Pradesh.
So moving on to Mr. Dubey, can you shed some light on the AVGC policy and how that gels with the film policy?
Yeah, so as Ekta ji has just spoken and Shiv has elaborated on it, what we have realized that over the period of time there is a renewed and a revived interest into other destinations, which includes Madhya Pradesh, and Madhya Pradesh has shown the way that the policies can attract, the way the government functions, it can attract investments. The missing part of the whole scheme of thing was that it encourages production or a shooting of a film. But what about the pre-production and the post-production? Because it is also a cost that gets involved into, and there's a lot of work which actually requires effort, time, money in terms of pre-production and post-production. And the AVGC actually targets this. So if you are filming or shooting in Madhya Pradesh, you can access the advantages or the incentives from the film policy. But if you are doing the pre-production and post-production, that gets included through a AVGC policy. So the complete scheme of things, pre-production, production, and post-production is now being taken care of by one single department. Whether you apply it to the film department or the tourism department, you get the benefit of both the policies, or you apply to the DST, Science and Technology Department, you get the benefit of both the policies. So that was one part of it. That is the best, one of the most important reasons for having it. The second thing is we are not only looking at the shooting part of it, we are also looking at animation, we are looking at visual effects, we are looking at VFX, gaming, and the extended reality part of it. So it's the whole ecosystem that we want to develop. It's not only when you are shooting a film, it's not only the actual actors or the behind the scene people who are doing it. There are a lot of technicalities that are required. There are technical prowess that is required. And we want to create that kind of environment whereby you have a talent availability within the Madhya Pradesh. So you don't go back, do a film and then do a pre-production or post-production back in Maharashtra or anywhere else. You remain glued to Madhya Pradesh. Once you are in Madhya Pradesh, you become a Madhya Pradeshi, you become part and parcel of it. That is what we are aiming at. And the best and the biggest part is we want a win-win situation. So anybody who comes once to Madhya Pradesh should remain with Madhya Pradesh. That is the basic intent of this policy. So from intent to imagination to actual creation, we are looking at targeting through this AVGC policy.
That's better than most international policies I've seen. Like, for example, if you look at the last Jurassic Park movie, it was shot entirely in Malta because it's 40% cashback and no upper limit. But they did the entire post in London because London has the best post facilities in the world. So they didn't manage to keep everything in Malta. I hope no one from Malta is watching.
Yeah,
so.
that is the purpose we want to. And it's like from skilling, from any kind of incentive that you can. If you are tying up with the international production houses and you're doing the any of the AVGC thing, you get incentives for it. If you're doing it for IP creation, you get incentives on it, added incentives on it. If you're creating your studio, greenhouses, anything, you get an incentive on a capex. If you are actually having few people working on a plug and play facility, you get incentive on rentals. And if you are accessing our GCC policy, which is Global Capability Center, so any international production house comes with a GCC facility, you can access GCC incentives for a payroll subsidy of 1 lakh rupees per individual per month. A subsidy of 12 lakh rupees per individual that you can access through a GCC policy. You can access AVGC policy and you can access film policy. One single entity can access all these policies put together. You can imagine the kind of risk that is being taken care of by government of Madhya Pradesh.
And amazing. And sticking with AVGC, to moving to Mr. AVGC himself, Ashish Kulkarni. So what are the biggest challenges that every region faces while trying to build a strong AVGC policy? And having looked at the Madhya Pradesh policy, what do you think is being done to face these challenges?
Well, I think today what most of the studios are facing is, the cost of setting up the studios and livability index. And I think Indore and Bhopal scores far ahead in terms of, Indore has been the cleanest city for the last 7 years, is the greenest city, it's got the right infrastructure in terms of schooling for employees, hospitals for their parents, and when people migrate to actually the studios to make sure that the skills are made available into the whole ecosystem. I think when we were working on the policy and, Sanjay sir has been almost a long-standing commissioner of Indore, and he has taken care that the city is built in the way that it's poised to become the next metro now from Madhya Pradesh. The easiest thing is to really see that we have the cost of infrastructure down, and that's what they offer compared to whether you are in Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad, or Gurgaon. And second is the availability of skills and the clean power when I'm saying electricity. These things made available, I think it's a boon for studios to actually migrate and move there and have their global capability centers built out of that place. Because at the end of the day, everything revolves around the creative arbitrage and the cost arbitrage. And if you have a right mix of both, it's a win-win situation because the cost of production is always the question. And your competitiveness to deliver for the global shows and also to create Indian IP is all about the cost arbitrage. And of course, the quality comes in on the top of the whole thing. So having delivered these shows, we find today that places like the 2-tier and 3-tier cities are most apt. There is a small city called Sagar, and we started working in the COVID with Sagar, with one studio with 27 people who have migrated from Pune and Mumbai. And today that studio is about 102 people, and they deliver close to 11 or 12 shows of Chota Bheem, of Little Singham from Sagar consistently. So that's a big example. Today, these small cities are also delivering. And the policy is a stepping stone for people to ensure that they set up the skilling ecosystem and also the infrastructure together, so that we constantly make available, manpower who are equipped with the right kind of knowledge and practice of creating world-class animation. And they are given the right infrastructure and place to stay. I think that's a win-win thing, and we have been able to migrate close to around 20 studios in the last 4 years to cities of Indore, so that they can actually grow. So when we started an association there, we were like 42 studios. Presently, we are upwards of 90 studios there.
And Indore is also a big flight hub, as Mr. Shukla was telling us earlier.
Lightly, I think that's not the only reason. I think one of the key reasons for all of our artists to move there is the food there. And you have a place called Sarafa, which is open from 10 in the night to 3 in the night, with fabulous food. And the whole day we have Chappan Dukan. And now there is a new Indore coming up where we have, instead of Chappan, they've made it 140. So 140 Dukan is also there. So.
And now, you talked about the manpower, and obviously the portal which has been launched also lists all the manpower, whether it's cast or crew available. And
I want to add, if you go ever to Bhopal, go and see the Tribal Museum. And we are working together on the Adi Shankaracharya Museum there in Omkareshwar, and we operate out of Tribal Museum. It's a piece of art that you must see how the Indian traditional art forms are restored with all the help of the government there. Second thing is that the Global Skills Park has been built in Bhopal. You must go and witness for yourself what Global Skill Park means. It's probably one of the finest world university campuses that you can think of. And the government, who can actually foresee all these things and build that kind of an infrastructure and equipment, bring in equipment and bring in faculty to teach. And I met the CEO, he's from IIT, and doing a fabulous job there. And I think these are the initiatives that people don't get to hear and read about in the press. But I think if you go once, you will make sure that your business plan is altered and your bottom line will increase in your Excel sheet, and you will make a decision to go there.
amazing. So, coming to you, Shobha, in your previous in your previous avatar or in your last role, Madhya Pradesh played a big part with Lapata Ladies, which was
And Stree.
as 3 as well. And I think how does shooting in unique and unexplored locations like many in Madhya Pradesh impact the film creatively?
The biggest thing that we look at, I mean, Ekta has already enumerated or everything that is important, and the first decisions are financial. But beyond which, I think Madhya Pradesh offers multiple visuals in one state, which is unusual. It's not the truth about every other state in the country. And I've been very lucky to be part of a fam trip where I went to the Tribal Museum, and everything that he says, I don't think you can express in words. It's until and unless you see those visuals. I think it really makes a difference when you go visit. Go as a tourist first, and then you will shoot there. The ease of working. One, we'd been checking initially about what type of equipment and what type of talent is available locally. And I used to go back to Vani. I think we used to keep asking her, what's the type of talent that we get out there? Can we speak a little more? And she would connect us to just about everybody. Speaking to one person gives answers to just about everything there. So when I look at ease, there is multiple locations that we look at. Of course, the financial rebates that we do get, all these play a large role. Beyond which, the thing with us has been that whenever we've recommended a state to a director and a producer, to a local line producer, or to collaborate with a local line producer, they've always come back happy. I've never had complaints about Madhya Pradesh. They've gone back to shoot. So that for me is a much bigger statement than, I mean, we can say whatever that we want to, but if people want to go back, I think that's the biggest testimonial that you'll get.
And in terms of both behind the camera and front of the camera, cast and crew, how easy was it to find, local talent?
Initially, because we didn't know our way, we were carrying a lot of talking parts from Bombay. But I think in the part 2, we've done a lot of local talent hunting. I think we've also taken a lot of technicians in the second round from there because we were unsure about how that would pan out. Whether they would work the way, we people from Bombay do not have working hours. We work all through the day, all through the night. We just, we do believe that smaller towns need the afternoon siesta and all that. None of it existed. Like we were really scared, saying that will they be able to cope with what we are doing? Because it's shooting by itself is very rigorous. We found complete, how should I say, cooperation from each end that came in, whether it was technicians, actors. We've still not, I mean, Sharad has worked in a couple of our films. Amit here has worked in a couple of our films. So it's like, I mean, we've done a lot with local actors. So I'm hoping that we can do a lot more. In fact, right now, the reason that I was talking was I want to shoot Australian co-production in MP. So they've recommended a couple of other places because most people who come from abroad think of the 2 states that we shoot most in. And when we read the script, I recommended this. I've just sent the link of the tourism to look at the locales. They've come back saying, I don't think we need anything more. So this is as recent as last week.
And there is, if I'm not mistaken, there is precedent. Lion was shot there, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So they do know
And so
about
do-
it.
yeah.
Yes, they do know about it, but it's still internationally, it's not as popular. I think within India, most of us who shoot regularly are aware of MP, its facilities, and its convenience. I think money, when Ekta said that monies do matter, yes, it does, but beyond which is the convenience of shooting. If that gets taken care of, our headaches are lesser. I answer lesser phone calls. And that for me is very important. I'm sure Ekta will say the same things.
And Mr. Shah, the August Media Group is known for creating content that travels globally. So how do you see Madhya Pradesh creating local content that becomes global?
Well, I think firstly, one of the things that Madhya Pradesh probably needs to do is to kind of create an environment by means of which there's a lot of creative talent that starts settling down in Madhya Pradesh and starts creating from there, right? And I believe the AVGC policy already does that, right? And I think progressively over time, what's going to happen is that these policies will probably lead to some creative hubs developing within the cities. So these are like clusters. I don't know if there is any plan of building such clusters from the government or not. But once the clusters start forming, then typically what happens is that inertia drives a lot of local production for years and years to come, right? Unlike a film production, which kind of, specifically for certain locations and certain storytelling comes to a specific location and goes away, animation and VFX is something which is a piece of talent that has a repeat, repeat use constantly for years and years, right? So I think some of the stuff that's happening there, I mean, with some of the policies, I haven't had the opportunity to read all of it deeply, but it feels like it's the right moves. I'm pretty sure that there will be things coming up. I am personally interested in taking a look at what might be interesting in Madhya Pradesh. There is an Indian story that my company is now developing, potentially a feature film, which is animated for, of course, global audiences. And, perhaps we will look at Madhya Pradesh. I am interested.
So I'll come back to Ekta for one last question before we open it to the audience. Now, yesterday, Prime Focus announced a 3,000 crore investment in Mumbai to build an entertainment hub. So, what is the potential for building a bigger and better entertainment hub in Madhya Pradesh?
I think we did that about 20 years ago. We had 27 sets in Bombay. Now we have only 4 because as and when the property prices started going up, my father started kicking us out. So we're now more out of the city, which makes it so tough for actors to travel. You see, you're shooting 8 to 10 hours a day, and then you travel about 4 hours out of Bombay to shoot. Madhya Pradesh will provide probably, if it has a great infrastructure and a great studio setup, a great option because, like Sir said, that a film can go and shoot and come back, and it becomes easy. But the real economic growth for any city is not only that it will give you visual expression or anything. If they can have talent that stays there, and that can only happen with long format. You will have talent staying there. If you see out of Bombay, there have been cities set up when television is shot there. Because people are needed every day for 3 to 4 years. So different economies set up around that. And that I feel if Madhya Pradesh is the next destination, I mean, my CEO is sitting here, Sanjay, and my head of content, Aparna from Digital, and we were discussing that maybe, and maybe this is not even discussion, we will promise Madhya Pradesh that out of the 8, 10 films we are planning and about 18, 19 shows we are planning, we will be shooting one to start off before the end of 12 months in Madhya Pradesh. We're going to do that. And it's because we all know one big thing we've left out is the temple tourism. You see, a beautiful location gives you satisfaction as far as your mind and body goes. But the soul connect of a city like Ujjain, no one can even, we've seen what White Lotus has done to locations because it gives you an experiential content and experience mix. If something like that can happen there, I think we will have a whole new world creation just around the fact that this is one of the oldest cities and this is probably the legacy we can show the world,
That's very well said. And before we go to the audience, I'd like to ask Amit Syal a question, if you don't mind. And you've shot Maharani in Madhya Pradesh. So what was your experience like? Can we get him a mic?
My voice is gone, so please don't mind it. So, मुझे तो ऐसा लगता है कि मैं एमपी का दामाद हूँ क्योंकि मैं इतनी बार जाके वहाँ पर इतने दिन रह के शूट कर चुका हूँ और I think it is all what you all have mentioned about Madhya Pradesh. I think it's the ease of everything. मैं तो प्रोड्यूसर नहीं हूँ बट जो महारानी के प्रोड्यूसर हैं वो भी मेरे दोस्त हैं तो उनको मैंने खुशी देखा है हमेशा और I think they all shower praises on the kind of support they get from MP whenever they're shooting. So I think it's a beautiful place to go and live, stay, work, and I'm really fond of it. I've been to Bhopal, I've been to Ujjain, I've been to Indore. So fantastic experience. I think you should keep up the good work. Thank you.
And Arjun on the spot, since he's here in the audience.
We actually have done a few already with the government as well, and to chronicle again the tourism overview of Madhya Pradesh, as well as, like you mentioned, the religious tourism aspect as well. We are shooting a bunch of documentaries where we are evaluating different states. Madhya Pradesh, we were waiting for the new policy details, so we'll look into that very carefully. And we also have some adaptations of our global formats. We're looking at locations for that. So we will certainly evaluate what's in the policy and consider that.
And speaking of global formats, a lot of companies like Bani J, for example, they are looking to shoot they'll bring the entire people who need to look like they are from a certain country. They'll fly them into India and then shoot it entirely in this country because it's much more cost effective. And Madhya Pradesh is a great location for them to do that as well. Like Temptation Island, for example, set by a lake instead of the sea. So, and questions from the audience. There's a lady at the back.
Actually, we want to make a co-production with India, but it's like official co-production, so we need partially this movie is done, but we need part to be shown to be shot in India. So in Madhya Pradesh, do there companies which are ready to shoot this and to become a part, and then to like we will share box office, but are they ready for that? Thank you.
I think in Madhya Pradesh we have about 4 or 5 studios. One of the studio owners is right there with us, Mr. Manish Rajoria. So you can get in touch with him. He is also the chairman of our Madhya Pradesh AVGC XR Association. So we can connect you with more than 90 studios there.
So I'll just like to add here, I'm from Bhopal and I was instrumental with Ashish ji in making the AVGC association, and we pursued the government, and Shiv Shekhar Shukla sir helped us for the first meeting, and then Sanjay Dubey sir helped us get the policy in a very record time. So I'm the creator of Purple Turtle, a leading preschool IP of the world, and we would travel all over the world, meet Mr. Saha so many times, and we were envying everyone that India doesn't have a policy. Now Shruti madam is here from FFO, so we have the Indian policy of the central government and the state government. And if we were able to make Purple Turtle a leading global IP, sitting in Bhopal without the incentives, because our cost of production was much low. And we had co-producers from Ireland and France. And France is distributing our content. And fortunately, Carousel and OTV from Russia, they will be broadcasting Purple Turtle in Russia very soon.
Thanks a lot.
And to add to that, the portal that was the Madhya Pradesh portal that was mentioned earlier, that also links directly to the India Cine Hub. So between those two, you should get pretty much all your answers.
माइक मेरे पास है इधर, मैं मुमताज़ खान. मैं तो फैशन में काम कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन इस सवाल की बजाय मैं एक सजेशन दूंगा कि पीपल दोज हू वांट टू कम टू शूट इन भोपाल, जो आजकल स्क्रिप्ट में प्रोनंसिएशन की, तलफ़ुज़ की जो गलतियाँ हो रही हैं, वो आप भोपाल में आकर, मध्य प्रदेश में आकर सुधार सकते हैं. आप किसी भी कॉमन आदमी से बात करेंगे, उसको बिठाएंगे, तो आपकी स्क्रिप्ट से बहुत सारी कमियां दूर हो सकती हैं. तो इसलिए आपको भोपाल, मध्य प्रदेश ज़रूर आना चाहिए. थैंक यू सो मच.
मुमताज़ भोपाल के हैं और बहुत फेमस फैशन डिज़ाइनर हैं, और कल हमारा जो कोरियोग्राफी शो हुआ उसमें आपका भी बहुत बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन था.
थैंक यू सो मच.
There's a gentleman there, and then we'll go to Praveen Morchale after that. Yeah.
Thank you. Firstly, it is so awesome to see the great minds at the same place, and I'm very fortunate to see everybody of you. Sir, the question is basically for a common man, right, like me. So we have bureaucrats in our house as well, and I'm very proud of that. So 2 years back, when I tried to ask him, like, okay, how about, selling the story script and how to get in touch with film industry, he has no clue on that. So he said that, like, basically it depends. There's a long connections, people need connections and all. Waves has given a platform where common people are connecting with, famous people like you all. So do you think like any channels coming up soon where, common people can more connected, get connected with all of you and, for selling their scripts, for their production stories in a different way, not like this entire big platform which is happening over here, any online platforms?
So there are multiple things that we are considering establishing it. One of the thing is which was about to be announced but will be announced very soon is a regional center for IICT creative learning, and that will host a lot of things that you are expecting from a government to happen. And soon after that, we are thinking of creating a university itself for exclusively for for a creative arts and technology. So that is one way where you can actually approach, and most of the time you don't actually have to be physically present to be meeting any of us, because now the technology supports that. You can actually access our portals, you can actually access our email addresses are there. So you just have to write a few lines, and then we are on call to anybody who is interested in making the investments. The policy itself, the film policy, the AVGC policy and the GCC policies, and I forgot to mention that it is not only looking at incentives, but it is also looking at creating the skilling, reskilling part of it. It's creating talent, it's creating multiple opportunities for anybody who is interested in coming and investing in it. So we are a phone call away, email away. You can access any of us, and I don't know how many of you are aware, Madhya Pradesh bureaucracy is known to be very accessible. You can actually call us on a mobile phone, and if we are not in a meeting, we will immediately respond, or if we are in a meetings, we will respond back by the end of a day. So that is a kind of accessibility.
I'll watch for that.
So we are very, very accessible. You don't have to have a prior appointment to come to see us. If you are there in our office, whatever time we will be free, we'll be meeting you. That is a guarantee. That is a guarantee.
And we are running out of time, but let's speak with Praveen Morchale, who is here, who is a celebrated international award-winning filmmaker who shot his last film in Madhya Pradesh.
Thank you very much for this enlightening session. The most important part, apart from the policies, incentives, and everything, I found myself is the people of Madhya Pradesh. They are so humble, so cooperative, so because most of the films we shoot in Madhya Pradesh, not in a studio, we shoot in the real locations with the real people, and the kind of support they have given. I have shot 4 films other parts of the country and found these are amazing, and most of the film and filmmakers want to go back because of the people of the Madhya Pradesh also. So I think we should appreciate those people back.
I have lived all my life in MP, and I vouch everybody to come here. I'm a young filmmaker, and during my course of work, I've always taken my contemporaries, my own colleagues back to MP, और वहाँ के 56 दुकान में शूट करना, महेश्वर में, बाग में शूट करना मैंने बहुत प्रमोट किया है. I have 2-part question. One, Abhi, I could get a film education here in Bombay. That was 6 years ago. But now that I go back in Indore या छोटी जगह है जहाँ पे बहुत टैलेंट है, but उन्हें film education चाहिए है. So we keep conducting, me and a couple of filmmakers keep conducting workshops to understand, make them understand what is happening and equip them, because they have so much talent. But we would want them to shoot indigenous stuff in Madhya Pradesh with us. So how we can do that? And secondly, we have research on a lot of interiors of Madhya Pradesh, जहाँ पे अलग अलग चीज़ें हो रही हैं और उसकी डॉक्यूमेंट्री की हमारी स्क्रिप्ट्स हैं. तो अगर हम फिल्म मेकर्स जो मध्य प्रदेश से ही हैं और रिसर्च करके और बनाना चाहते हैं कंटेंट, तो उसमें हम कैसे आगे बढ़ सकते हैं?
For short films and documentaries, our policy provides you support. You go through that, download that, film tourism policy. Short films, for the first time, any state has ventured into that. But the rider is, it should be award winning. Then you get reimbursed, right? And for documentaries also, we provide support. That's one. Second part is about talent, who wants to be properly educated and finished. Yeah. So we are toying with the idea of having a finishing school where the local talent can be given that kind of a, training, and they can be equipped so that they become industry ready. So some of the investors and who have made films or projects, done some projects over there in Madhya Pradesh, they are very keen to establish this kind of a project over there, and we are trying to support them. It will come through very soon. Okay.
Looking forward. Thank you.
So apart from that, we have started around 6 programs in 6 different universities in Madhya Pradesh between Indore, Bhopal, Jagran Lake City University, Prestige, Symbiosis, Avantika, and also Makhanlal Chaturvedi University. And I'm missing one more name, I think Career Design School. So these are the 6 programs which are undergrad programs and also the master programs in filmmaking, animation, visual effects. We are yet to start a gaming program, but this June you will see a gaming program also in Indore.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
So I've been told that we have time for 2 more questions.
I'm Jasmeet Kaur and I'm from the city of Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, and I'm an actor. So basically my question is on behalf of all the actors. So so we are talking about business opportunities, we are talking about writers, directors, producers, we have Waves Bazaar downstairs, we're talking about how we can showcase their talent or pitch the scripts. But why is there no such place where even actors can have more visibility in these sort of events? Why can't they pitch about their talent to the right target audience? So this is a gap which I felt. We are talking about digital dreams, cinematic visions in different state, regional, state, cities like Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh. But why is still there a gap where actors don't get that platform to showcase their talent in front of all the casting directors? I mean, it's still hidden. There is a gap, and which we all have felt. So why not this platform can also utilize in giving that benefit to all the aspiring actors down there?
So for Waves, as the run-up to Waves, for the last 9 months we ran 37 creative challenges. In that, there were some challenges related to acting. And if you go to Creatosphere on the above floor, the topmost floor, the different challenges have been displayed there. So this is being the first year. We had 37 different challenges across India, and the finalists have come here. But I would like to say that this is a great suggestion in terms of taking this forward for the next waves. We would definitely like to do, but we are going to build some events in Madhya Pradesh also during this year. And at that point in time, we would definitely see that there are certain talent, interaction with the casting. We do something called as Frame Your Idea,
Yeah.
the similar kind of thing we can actually incorporate. But run up to the waves, we have already done this. So please be a part of that ecosystem.
I'd like to add to that just very quickly. Internationally, what's happening is that, especially content which is being created for the youth and kids, right? A lot of the new talent is coming up straight from social media, right? You'll find today that every major broadcaster in the world would typically go out and ask you if you are trying to pitch, whether it's a live action show or an animated show or whatever, or a combination. They want to know what's the kind of data you can extract about those characters or that actor on social media. Social media actually is the biggest platform from where talent like yours are going to find the right places, right? I mean, the whole paradigm of the way in which talent used to be selected or how writers were selected, that's dramatically changing, and it'll change much faster than you can imagine. Like for writing, I can tell you in Korea, most of the Korean drama that comes out, right, nowadays, about 60% to 70% of them, they either come from stories written online on what used to be the Wattpad platform and now called something else in Korean, or they come from webtoons. These are creators who just draw stuff and put it on the web. And some of the best dramas, the biggest dramas that are coming out, which are releasing worldwide, are all coming from those. And these are people who never went to film schools or whatever schools. They didn't have connections. These are just people who are being picked up primarily because their stuff on social media is so impactful.
Absolutely, sir, and I do agree with you. It's a digital disruption. It's a new era. But just even if we talk about social media, and if we actors or the aspiring actors can get a platform at the events, even when we are showcasing our capabilities for social media, and then our talent can be picked up from there. Because in general, if we talk about numbers, and then the talent gets lost. So events like this helps us to showcase our talent even in form of numbers on social media. So it can actually help
Excuse
us.
me, can I add a little bit? We have just recently launched our portal that has a section for filmic and a non-filmic categorization. Now, in the filmic category, all the artists, junior artists, dancers, musicians, technicians, they can enroll themselves. And in the non-filmic category, we have list of hotels and all the additional services that we provide. Now, this our portal will give all the young, artists to showcase their, their highlights of their careers. And when the producers and directors from place outside MP, when they come to Madhya Pradesh for shooting, they can use actually that database which we will create.
Amazing, amazing.
Thank you.
My name is Praveen Nagda. I run 2 film festivals, and my suggestion is coming from Shobhaji's comment actually. When we want to really bring it on a global map, I think you should encourage film festivals in your state. I run a small film festival called Kids Cinema. We get about 1,500 films every year. 125 countries participate there. It's like 1/3 of the world. Ashish ji has been involved closely for the last 4 editions, and this year we'll have the 5th edition. If there is a way to bring in physically in your state, then all those 100 countries, filmmakers from those countries can come there. Similarly, I have other festivals on world cultures. So there we celebrate World Day of Culture, which was 21st of May. And there again, it's about 21 unique cultural categories. We get films on specific cultural subjects from all over the world. And that's another unique kind of festival. If we have a way to encourage such festivals, then I think it will help us to bring it on global map.
So Madhya Pradesh has a big heart. We are heart of the country. So come, we welcome you. And
Thank you so much, sir.